Do you ever feel like a ghost, watching as other people seem to effortlessly magnetize a deep, soulful love while you remain invisible? You've tried everything, the apps, the advice. You've even twisted your personality into shapes that aren't you, only to end up feeling more exhausted and alone than ever, wondering if that profound connection is even real. But what if I told you that this struggle, this deep spiritual ache you feel, isn't a sign of failure, but the final, painful step before everything changes? What if that emptiness is your soul preparing to awaken a power you never knew you possessed? The legendary psychologist Carl Jung discovered a secret, a hidden key to love that has nothing to do with chasing, trying, or changing who you are. He revealed that your soulmate is not someone you find, but someone you magnetically summon. This summoning process isn't random. It triggers 5 specific, undeniable symptoms within you, profound psychological shifts that act as a cosmic beacon. Once these 5 symptoms manifest, your soulmate will have no other choice but to be drawn to you, as if by an unbreakable law of the universe. Before we unlock the first symptom, I need to share something important. A huge number of people who find life-changing value in these videos aren't actually subscribed. If this message is already resonating deep within you, take 1 second to click that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Don't let the algorithm hide the key you've been desperately searching for. And while you're there, hitting the like button tells the world that this is a message that needs to be heard. I also have a special request. I want to see just how far Jung's wisdom is reaching across the globe. Comment below and tell me what part of the world you're watching from. It's powerful to see this community of awakening souls coming together. Now prepare yourself. You are not here by accident. Your search has led you to this exact moment for a reason. Let's begin the journey and unveil the first symptom that proves your soulmate is already on their way to you. The first symptom that indicates your soulmate is looking for you is experiencing what Jung called the death of the social mask. For years, you've worn different personalities depending on who you're with. With your parents, you're one version of yourself. With your friends, another. At work, a completely different one. But something is changing. You can no longer maintain these multiple identities without feeling a deep exhaustion. Jung explained that we all use what he called a persona, a psychological mask that allows us to fit in socially. But when you're ready for true love, this mask starts to become unbearable. You feel you can no longer feign interest in superficial conversations. You can no longer laugh at jokes you don't find funny. You can no longer nod when someone says something you disagree with. Have you noticed that lately? It's harder for you to act normal in social situations. Do you feel like you're wearing a costume that no longer fits? This isn't being antisocial. It's evolution. Your psyche is preparing for an authentic connection. When you maintain masks, you attract people who fall in love with the mask, not with you. But when the mask begins to fall, only those who resonate with your true essence can get close. A practical exercise. For the next 3 days, in every social interaction, ask yourself, am I being myself, or am I playing a role? Don't change your behavior abruptly, just observe. This awareness is the first step to freeing yourself from the mask. The death of the mask is uncomfortable, because people who knew you through your social persona might feel confused. Some might even pull away. Jung understood that this process of individuation, becoming who you really are, requires temporary solitude. But it's precisely in this authenticity that your soulmate can recognize you. Because 2 masks might feign compatibility, but only 2 authentic essences can create true love. The second symptom is even more profound and is often misinterpreted as something negative, but it's quite the opposite. You experience what Jung called the encounter with the personal shadow. Suddenly you start to notice aspects of yourself that you had denied or repressed for years. Maybe you recognize that you can be jealous, manipulative, or that you sometimes lie to avoid conflict, that you have fears you thought you had overcome. This isn't a crisis, it's an awakening. Jung discovered that we all have a shadow, the part of our personality we've rejected because it doesn't fit the image we want to project. But here's the crucial point. You can't fully love someone else until you've fully accepted all parts of yourself. When you deny your shadow, you unconsciously seek partners who compensate for it in you, creating imbalanced relationships. Have you noticed that you've become more aware of your flaws lately? Do you surprise yourself by recognizing toxic patterns in your behavior that you use to justify? Do you feel as if you're seeing parts of yourself you'd rather ignore? This means your psyche is integrating. You're developing what Jung called awareness of the totality. Most people flee from this process because it's uncomfortable. They prefer to keep projecting their shadow onto others, blaming their ex-partners, their parents, or their circumstances. But you are doing something different. You are taking full responsibility for your emotional experience. And this level of self-honesty is like a beacon for equally mature souls. Integration exercise. Write down on a piece of paper 3 traits that bother you most in other people. Now, ask yourself honestly, in what situations do I act this way too? Don't judge yourself, just observe. Jung said that what irritates us most in others is precisely what we haven't accepted in ourselves. When you integrate your shadow, you stop looking for a perfect partner to compensate for your insecurities. Instead, you seek someone whole who, like you, has made peace with their own darkness. This kind of love is rare because it requires courage, but it's the only kind that lasts. Your soulmate isn't someone who will fix you. It's someone who will grow with you from a place of integrity, not need. And this mutual recognition is only possible when both have stopped running from themselves. The third symptom will surprise you because it contradicts everything you've been taught about love. You develop what Jung called sacred indifference to external approval in the romantic realm. For years, you've modified your behavior to be more attractive. You've calculated when to text back to avoid seeming desperate. You've feigned interests you don't have to connect with someone you like. But something fundamental is changing. You no longer have the emotional energy for these games. Jung understood that true attraction stems not from strategy, but from authenticity. When you stop trying to be attractive and simply be yourself, you radiate an energy that is magnetic to the right people. But this transformation generates a specific symptom. You become almost brutally selective. Have you noticed that you no longer get excited by just any romantic attention? That you'd rather be alone than with someone who doesn't deeply resonate with you? That you've lost patience for superficial conversations or dates that go nowhere? This isn't pessimism, it's evolved discernment. Most people interpret this as becoming difficult or having standards that are too high. But Jung saw something completely different. When a person has developed a solid relationship with themselves, they automatically become less tolerant of relational dynamics that compromise their inner peace. It's not that you've become demanding, it's that you now know what your emotional energy is worth. Mantra for sacred indifference. My worth does not depend on being chosen by someone else. My completeness does not require a partner to be real. Repeat this whenever you feel the temptation to modify your behavior to please someone. This indifference to external romantic approval creates a fascinating paradox. You become more attractive precisely because you've stopped trying to be. People perceive this inner solidity as genuine confidence, and genuine confidence, not arrogance or an act, is irresistible to mature souls. Your soulmate won't be attracted to your need for validation. They'll be attracted to your ability to be whole without it. Because only from completeness can a true union be created, not from mutual lack. But there is a fourth, even more revealing symptom. You experience what Jung identified as intensified romantic synchronicities. He viewed these beautiful coincidences as indicators that your psyche is aligning with something greater. When you are ready for your soulmate, your unconscious begins to communicate with you through symbols and synchronicities. It's as if your deeper mind knows something your conscious mind hasn't fully grasped yet. Jung called this the collective unconscious, a dimension where all souls are connected in ways science is only beginning to understand. Have you noticed that you've been paying more attention to little signs lately? That certain casual encounters feel significant? That there's a feeling that something important is about to happen, even if you don't know exactly what it is? Your intuition is refining because you are developing what Jung called the transcendent function, the ability to perceive connections that go beyond ordinary logic. But be careful. I'm not talking about magical thinking or expecting the universe to deliver love to you effortlessly. Synchronicities are more like an internal GPS, indicating when you are on the right path. They alert you to opportunities your rational mind might otherwise miss. Synchronicity exercise. For 1 week, keep a small journal and note down interesting coincidences. Don't force interpretations. Simply record what catches your attention. Jung discovered that when you pay attention to these patterns, they intensify and become clearer. Romantic synchronicities won't magically lead you to your soulmate, but they will make you more receptive to recognizing them when they appear. Because true love often arrives in unexpected ways, at unplanned moments, through encounters that seem casual but, in retrospect, feel inevitable. If you've made it this far, it's because something in you recognizes these truths. Like this video and share it, because someone out there needs to hear this today. The fifth and final symptom is the most powerful of all, and when you experience it, you will know with certainty that your soulmate is near. You develop what Jung called autonomous love, the ability to love without needing it to be reciprocated in the same way. This doesn't mean settling for emotional scraps or accepting one-sided relationships. It means your capacity to love no longer depends on receiving love in return. It's a change so profound it completely transforms your romantic energy. For years, you have loved from a place of need. You needed to feel special. You needed validation. You needed to fill emotional voids from your childhood. But something fundamental is changing now. You love from a place of abundance. Your heart feels full even when you're alone. You can give affection without feeling depleted. You can handle rejection without feeling like your worth is destroyed. Jung understood that this type of love is only possible when you have healed your relationship with yourself. When you no longer need another person to feel complete, you can choose to be with someone from a place of freedom, not dependence. And this energy of free love is magnetic to equally free souls. Have you noticed you no longer feel that desperate anxiety when someone you like doesn't text back immediately? That you can feel genuine affection for someone without needing to possess or control them? That your emotional well-being no longer depends on having a partner? This isn't coldness, it's emotional maturity. Most people confuse need with love. They believe the intensity of their romantic anxiety indicates the depth of their feelings. But Jung saw something different. True love is calm, stable, generative. It doesn't consume you. It nourishes you. It doesn't empty you. It fills you. Affirmation of autonomous love. I love from my completeness, not from my lack. My capacity to love is independent of being reciprocated. I am enough on my own, and from this sufficiency I can create a true union. When you develop autonomous love, you completely change your attraction pattern. You no longer attract needy people looking for you to complete them. You attract whole people who, like you, want to share their fullness. And when two whole people meet, they don't create dependence. They create synergy. Your soulmate will recognize this energy immediately because they will have developed it too. They will have done their own inner work, integrated their shadow, let their masks fall, and developed autonomous love. And when you meet, it will be like the recognition of two souls who have walked the same path of inner evolution. But here's the beautiful part. You don't have to actively search for them. When you radiate these 5 symptoms, your soulmate is naturally drawn to you. It's as if you are both tuned to the same emotional and spiritual frequency. Jung called this attraction by resonance. The symptoms we've reviewed are not coincidental. They are specific markers that you have reached a level of psychological development that allows you to create true love. Not the superficial, romantic love from the movies, but the deep love that arises when two authentic people decide to grow together. Perhaps as you listened, you recognized some of these symptoms in your own experience. Perhaps you felt that death of the social mask, that uncomfortable but necessary encounter with your shadow, that sacred indifference to external approval, those synchronicities that seem to guide you, and those moments of autonomous love where you feel complete, even when alone. If so, I want you to know something important. You are not taking too long to find love. You are arriving at love at the exact moment you are ready to truly receive and give it. All fafa. The inner work you have done, all the relationships that didn't work out, all the moments of solitude you have endured, have all been preparation for this encounter. Your soulmate isn't just someone you'll share a romance with. They are someone with whom you will continue to grow, evolve, and discover new layers of yourself. They will challenge you to be even more authentic, more integrated, more loving, and you will do the same for them. Jung believed that the meeting of soulmates is not just a romantic event, but an evolutionary one. Two people who have done the necessary work to know and love themselves come together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. It is not codependence, it is conscious interdependence. But this requires patience. It requires you to keep doing the inner work, even when you feel lonely. It requires keeping these symptoms active, not as a strategy to attract love, but as a way to live authentically. Because true love doesn't arrive when you need it. It arrives when you are ready. So, take a deep breath and feel that shift within you. This is not just a process. This is your awakening. The freedom you now feel from no longer having to pretend, that is your authentic power. The profound peace that comes from embracing your whole self, that is your unshakable strength. The confidence that your value is inherent, not granted by another. That is your magnetic core. You came here seeking signs that your soulmate was looking for you. But the ultimate spiritual truth that Jung revealed is that by embodying these symptoms, you don't just attract love. You become the love you were searching for. You have become the masterpiece, and that version of you deserves a love that is equally evolved. If this truth has ignited a fire in your soul, I want you to claim this transformation right now. Go down to the comments and write this powerful declaration. I am whole. I am ready. Let's flood the comments with this energy, creating a testament to how many of us are truly prepared for the next chapter. As you do that, press the like button. Each like sends a ripple of this consciousness out, helping this video find the very people who need it most. And I must be direct. A huge number of you are having these life-changing breakthroughs, but still haven't subscribed. This journey is just beginning. To continue exploring the deepest secrets of the psyche and relationships, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell now. Don't let a random algorithm stand between you and your continued evolution. Always remember the powerful truth you've learned today. Your soulmate is not coming to complete you. They are coming to recognize the completeness you have already built within yourself. True love doesn't arrive to save you. It arrives to celebrate you.